Good evening to all. I am Dr. R. Armugam, working as assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics, Periyar Maniamma Institute of Science and Technology. Today we will discuss about the correlation coefficient. Right? So in general, the correlation coefficient is nothing but a relationship between two or more variables. Right? So here we can take height and weight of the students, price and supply, then income and expenditure, and also here we can take rainfall and yield, right? So this is a general idea for the correlation coefficient. So now I will share my screen. So in the correlation coefficient, we have four types of correlation, right? That means the types of the correlation coefficient. So the first case is positive and negative. The first case is positive and negative correlation. The next one is simple and multiple correlation. Simple and multiple. Yes, this is the first slide of the presentation. Yes. So here the correlation is nothing but yes, the correlation is nothing but the degree of interrelationship or the degree of interrelatedness among the two or more variables. And also we can define the correlation, or here we can give the correlation analysis is a process to find out the degree of relationship between two or more variables by applying various statistical tools and techniques. The correlation coefficient is invented by Carl Pearson in the year 1902. The notation for the correlation coefficient is R, small r. Here we can use the notation R of x comma y because the correlation coefficient between the two variable x and y, right? So the next one is the range of the correlation coefficient is -1 to +1. So this is most important in the correlation coefficient. Therefore, the range of a correlation coefficient is -1 to +1, or the value lies between -1 to +1. Yes. So next we have the types of correlation. So here we have the first type is positive correlation. The next one is negative correlation. On the basis of the degree of the correlation, here we can classify the positive and negative correlation. On the basis of the number of variables, here we can represent our simple correlation, partial correlation, and multiple correlation. Similarly, on the basis of the linearity, here we can represent our linear correlation and also non-linear correlation. Right? So here the positive correlation means if one variable is increasing and the corresponding other variable is also increasing, means the given correlation is said to be positive. Right? Otherwise, here we can represent both the variables are in the same direction. Both here we can represent both x and y. Both x and y are in the same direction means the given correlation is said to be positive. Suppose if one variable is increasing and the another variable is decreasing means the given correlation is said to be negative correlation. Right? So in the same way here we can represent our simple correlation. So the simple correlation is nothing but we have to measure only two variable relationship. That is simple correlation. We have to represent the relationship between our two variable relationship. That is simple correlation. Partial correlation is nothing but we can take more than two variable relationship excluding some other variable. Right? Partial correlation means here we can take more than two variable relationship excluding some other variable. So it is also known as partial correlation. So multiple correlation means we can take more than two variable relationship. We can take more than two variable relationship. Therefore, the given correlation is said to be multiple correlation. Here, one more type is missing. That means a total correlation. So the total correlation is nothing but all the facts are taken into an account. All the facts are taken into an account. That is total correlation, right? So the next one is linear correlation. Suppose here you have to plot the x and y on the graph sheet. Suppose if we getting the straight line means the given correlation is said to be linear, otherwise non-linear, right? Yes. Here we have some example for the positive, negative, and so on. So the positive means if one variable is increasing and with its impact of average, other variable is also increasing. That means both are in the same direction. The positive correlation means both are in the same direction or both the variables are in the same direction. It may be increasing level or increasing or decreasing, right? For example, here you can take the income and weight, income in rupees, weight in kilogram, income 350, 360, 370 and 380 and the corresponding weight 30, 40, 50 and 60. Both are in the same direction. That means both are increasing. So the next one is negative correlation. If one variable is increasing with its impact on average of the variable is also decreasing, that it will be negative correlation. Yes. Here you can give the example. Here we have the income 350, 360, 370, 380 and the corresponding weight 80, 70, 60 and 50. Here the income values are increasing and the corresponding weight is decreasing. Yes. So in the same way here we can give the meaning of the simple, partial and multiple. So simple means when only two variables are analyzed or we can take only two variable relationship. For example, here we can give correlation said to be simple when it is done between the demand and supply, or we can say income and expenditure, etc. So the partial means when three or more variables are considered for the analysis, but only two influencing variables are studied and the rest influencing variables are kept constant. For example, the correlation analysis is done with the demand and supply and income, where income is kept in the constant. Similarly, multiple correlation. In case of multiple correlation, here we can take two or more variables are studied simultaneously. For example, rainfall, production of rice, and the price of rice are studied simultaneously will be known are multiple correlation. Yes, we have some example for the linear correlation. Already we know the concept of linear and non-linear. So here the linear means if the change in the amount of one variable tends to make change in the amount of other variable bearing the constant changing ratio, it is said to be linear correlation. Otherwise, here you can write, if we have to plot the x and y values on the graph sheet, suppose if we get the straight line means the given correlation is said to be linear, otherwise non-linear. Here you have to plot the income and the weight on the graph sheet. You can get the straight line, right? So the given correlation is said to be linear, otherwise non-linear. Yes. So next we have some uses of the correlation analysis. It is used in deriving the degree and the direction of relationship within the variable. It is used in reducing the range of uncertainty in matter of prediction. It is used in presenting the average relationship between any two variables through a single value of the coefficient of correlation. Next, we have some example for the correlation coefficient, how to find the correlation coefficient. Yes. So thank you for your patience. Thank you.